Alright, good morning. Welcome back to my stream. We are working, well, last week we worked on the crafting interpreters tutorial, and we got as far as resolving things, resolving variables. 11.4 is complete. Oops, that's not what I want. I want this. Nope. Great. Where is my there's got to be a way to get back. No, okay, that's one way to do it, I guess. Yeah, we finished section 11.4, but this week, today and this week, we're going to be switching over to the mushroom forest. So now I need to get my display back. This is how professional I am. Let's get this to the left. Let's get this to the right. Let's get... Uh-oh. Nope. I'm trying to get my menu up and running, but I guess I can't, so I messed something up. Alright. Exit full screen. This goes to the left. Oh, and of course we don't have the thing on the right, so because it's over here. Oh boy. Alright, I'll figure it out at some point. There we go. This goes like this. There. Okay. And now we just have to live without the menu bar, I guess. Maybe there's a show toolbar. There we go. Okay. That's how we get it back. All right, so here's the mushroom forest. Let's see where we were. We're in the Roguelike tutorial directory. We do have this up and running. And I do have it running, although I don't know which. Oh, I must have it running over here. Yeah, here's the server. Okay, so I just want to make sure the server was in the correct directory, and it is. Okay, and this is what? This is nothing. Okay, good. And of course now I'm all discombobulated. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to dive into the mushroom forest. Right now, if I start a new game, let's get the console up. We do have... oh, come on. There we go. We do have many of the features implemented. We have the town level is done. Looks like the town level is broken. If I do this, we have the cheat menu. So we can go over here. We can go to the next level this way, into the woods. Follow the stream. One thing I haven't done is played through a full game. We also have the cheat menu where we can't die, no matter how much damage is delivered to us. Let's see if we follow the stream to, here it is, the next level. Let's reveal, and the next level gets us over here to the caverns. So the idea is that as we're fighting our way through here, we're able to get better gear and get better, or level up our skills. This is the section where we have the orc cave, where there's a mini boss to fight. I'm still landing hits even though I'm just using a rusty dagger. And then somewhere along here is the exit up this way. There we go. And then the dwarf fort. Where we have one half of the game, of the map, is this limestone cavern area, and the second half it turns into a fortress that's been overrun with lizard people. And then apparently we have a little bug here where we generate everything goes off the edge of the screen here, but that's all right. So then we can come down here and go down to the Dwarven Fortress, and now we're in the actual fortress itself. And the fortress has been hollowed out by a dragon, which is a 4x4 creature that lives in the middle here. Or sorry, a 2x2 creature that lives in the middle. And then you're supposed to defeat the dragon. The dragon has this acid breath attack. And then after that, oh, I'm starving. The next thing comes up when we go down a level, says new map. And so I think that's what we're going to be doing now, is go through. Mushroom Forest is going to create, yes, it's going to create the next level. So these, you can see here, we went through the town, to the forest, limestone caverns, limestone deep caverns, the transition, which was that left half, right half thing. Then the dwarf fortress, which has the dragon. And then now we're creating, this time, the mushroom entrance. So let's get right to it. Enough blathering. Okay. Make sure my display is all set up here. Okay, good. The design document says that once you've conquered the dragon in the fortress, so you will bypass, you proceed to a vast mushroom forest. This is an interesting transition. We've done forests before, but we want to make the mushroom forest different from the into the woods level. On this level, we also want to transition between the fortress and the forest. So we'll need another layered approach. We'll start by adding a new function called mushroom entrance. And this is in the map builders mod. Okay, so 7 is going to be just like all the others. Now we'll make a new file called Mushroom Forest, and then of course we're going to have to import it here. So let me do that now before I go any further. Okay, so now we're going to create map builders mushroom forest.rs. All right, so we're going to just start off with a basic. Actually, I'm going to pull up Dwarf Fort just to see. Yeah, I just use Superstar like that. That's the easiest approach. That probably is one of the reasons the build is so slow. But let's actually just copy this, paste it here, and then I can just say mushroom entrance. Right? Because everything else is the same. And then we start with the builder chain. Into the mushroom grove. That's all it is. Okay. Titles can't be too long, otherwise they wouldn't fit on the screen, right? Chain start with. And then we're going to add on uniform call app builder. And then we're going to make an area. We have to pass in X start center. Start center like that, and then call unreachable, then another area starting position of right and center, and then an area ending position of left and center. And then Voronoi spawning. And then we're going to do a prefab sectional is underground fort, and then return the chain. All right, let's see if this builds. Does not. Oh, I forgot the second column there. Means I forgot it there, which means I forgot it there. Thanks to the wonders of copy paste. Yeah, so underground fort is not found. That comes from the prefab section, and yeah, that's a pub. And it comes out of prefab builders, prefab sections. So maybe there's something we need to import there, and that's probably what this line is all about. The only difference is I called it prefab builders with an S, so I just have to put that there. So let's copy this. I'll put this here and put an S there. X end left is not. Oh, yeah, that was still commented out. Okay. So we have to fix that and fix that, and that should do that. Good. Okay, so we're all checking. This should look familiar. We're using a cellular automata again, but mixing it up with some wave function collapse and then adding a fort edge on top of it. This gives a pretty decent start for our forest temple. Alright, well let's build it. And take a quick look. It does take about 30 seconds to build, unfortunately. But we can take a quick look at what it turns into. We do have the cheats that allow us to jump from level to level here. We can reveal the map here. T teleport to exit just jumps to the next level. So we can do a refresh and then just go God mode, teleport, 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 teleport. And this is called waveform collapse for some reason. So that didn't work. I mean, the name of it didn't, for some reason, got lost. This was supposed to be the mushroom entrance, or into the mushroom grove, right? And this is kind of the waveform collapsey kind of thing. You can see the way the map looks. If we took a look at, yeah, so you can see how it kind of ends up. Although the fortress should get slapped in there, and I don't see the fortress getting slapped in. So we're missing a couple things. Yeah, right at the end, that got slapped in there. And I don't see it here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. It's there. Alright, so all of it worked except for the title. And I have to figure out why the title didn't work. Oops, that's a while ago. Let's see, mushroom. Oh, we don't have it in zip files yet. Yeah, so this is what the title should have been, but somehow we got messed up. Oh! No? I was thinking, well, maybe it's because we didn't... But no, this new depth will go right to it. To the mushroom entrance, and then somehow the waveform collapse overrode, or the title overrode. So let's see, maybe I messed something up here. Here's the waveform collapse builder. So let's take a look at the waveform collapse code. Here's where we insert waveform collapse, but then it generates a new map, but then it shouldn't overwrite, right? Because it also creates a new map with tile gallery. I wonder if build data should have, I mean, it should have the name. So we could always just copy the name over. Oh, we don't have the name. Here's the name inside the map. Oh, Tonklebit. Hi. Good to see you. Yeah, I try to stream. I try to stream every morning for a couple of hours. So I'm glad you're able to stop by today. We have made quite a bit of progress since the last time we chatted here. This is the whole thing, and we're down to mushrooms down here. But there's a bug somewhere now where the title of the map is getting overwritten with the words waveform collapse. So I got to track that down. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, we're almost at the end. I actually contacted Brackett and asked him if he was planning on adding any more to this, because I said I'm getting close to the end, and he said he's going to add one more chapter. I guess Dark Elf City 2 maybe, or at least that's his plan. But he adopted a new baby, so he's busy being a dad, and I don't blame him for wanting to concentrate on being a dad more than writing tutorials. So where, I guess it's been so long I've forgotten how all of it works, but we have this. Well, this is the solver, right? This is the pattern. So what we need to do is figure out where. Right. Okay, I got that. Okay, so we have to figure out where the this name ends up overriding our existing name. So we call build. And if we look here, this is going to chain together this. So we have to look at the builder chain, which probably is in the map mod. I guess we can look this way. Our builder chain. Here it is. Yeah, it's in the map mod. Builder chain. All right. So it starts with this, and then it has these widths. It pushes the builder. And then for each one, it builds the map. So we can console log the name of the map each time we chain together, and that way we can see where it goes wrong. RLTK console log. I guess we say format bang map. We'll do it here. RLTK console log. Starting on that. Build it. This will be map complete. Map done. Crutchcorn, thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. I'm not familiar with your streams. What do you normally stream? All right, so map created, and we'll just say. I guess the meta builder. Well, the meta builder contains what? It's in the builders, so it doesn't have the map. So we can actually take a look at our current map. So it's self.builddata.map.name. Hopefully that's all pubbed. Crutchcorn says, I'm also a code streamer, although I tend to lean more web dev usually. Okay, yeah, I don't do a lot of web dev, so even in my day job. Ooh, expecting type? Oh, 2 columns. There we go. And here. There we go. Okay, so now we can run this again. Actually, we have to build it again, which will take almost 30 seconds. You've dabbled in non-web dev a fair bit? Yeah, so my day job is kernel programming, so that's where I'm most comfortable. So this is all kind of new stuff for me, or it's outside my comfort zone anyway. All right, so let's go here and see if we can jump. So we can see map created into the woods, and it did it 5 times there, which is good. That means all the chains. So if we can look actually at the way that the map builders works, we have all these different map builders, and some of them are like here's the dwarf fort or the town. Where's the town? There it is. So we're in the woods here, and I forget which one that is. The next one's the limestone cavern though, and we can take a look at what the limestone cavern does. The transition builder has all of these, so we should see this many of dwarf fort upper reaches, and then we should see this many of limestone caverns, right, when we go there. So let's go to the next level. Yep, so there's limestone caverns, and I see 6 of those, and that corresponds with these 6 here. Next one is 5 of deep limestone caverns. Yep, so that's those 5. Next, we have the upper reaches. Oh, the starting position is not a map, so that would not be included in there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep. Oh, there's 4. Okay, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe unreachable is not one. Okay. I'll have to go back and take a look. And then we have the Dwarven Fortress, which has 7. And then this says waveform collapse right off the bat. It says waveform collapse. So, and this is on the entrance here is on the wrong side of the map. Come on. Yeah. So I messed a bunch of stuff up. Let's go take a look at the file. Mushroom. Right, this is saying build a chain into the mushroom grove. If I take a look at the Dwarven Fortress and see how this goes, right? Build a chain, and we put Dwarven Fortress right there, and it works. So the only thing I can think, I mean, if I reveal, we see this, and we see the waveform collapse. So it's doing this. Well, let's put a console log here. And we can just check it. Chain.map.name. Take a look at what chain does. It looks like. Oh, chain build data map name. Okay. Talkabit says, what does waveform collapse look like compared to, say, room drawer? That's a good question. So waveform collapse. It does a build, and what it does is it's cutting it. It takes an existing map and cuts it into pieces, and reorients all the pieces in different and new ways. So we're starting here with a cellular automata, right, which just builds a based off of the game of life. It builds that, and then the waveform collapse will cut that into small, like 8x8 chunks. In the map new function, let's take a look at map new. How can I get there quickly? Let's go to builder chain, and that has builder map, and that has map. So if we look at map new, it should be putting the name directly into the map struct. So it's strange that we weren't able to see the map name right there. Does Room Builder do that too? Oops. There's got to be a room. There's a room sorter. Let's take a look at. So if I look at Cellular Automata Builder, for example, what it's doing is it's calling build map. And when we do the build, we're just taking the existing data and modifying it to apply like this game of lifestyle changes to the map itself. It shouldn't be overwriting the name anywhere is the thing, but it does. The way it works is it creates a new map each time. So every layer has its own map that gets copied back into. Right. So it gets copied back into the original one. So this self-build data should have, after the first level. Oh, you know what? I didn't print it out here. Maybe it gets changed on the very first one. So we can take a look there. Togglebit says maybe you accidentally named the map you were looking for into waveform collapse as a result of a copy and paste. Yeah, I mean that happens, right? The code I'm actually changing right now, or I'm adding right now, is this map builder's mushroom. It has this into the mushroom grove here in the builder chain. So I'm assuming that when we create the builder chain, it's going to have the right thing. The start with. What's the difference between start with and the actual with? Let's take a look at start with. So it puts it as the starter. Oh, okay. So here, if there's a starter, then we build a starting map. So at this point, yes. At this point, it should build the map using the correct name. And then after that, it calls all the meta builders. So yes, there might be something here in the waveform collapse. Slayer Darth, thank you for the follow. There must be something here in this very first one that's overwriting. But that would mean that all the other maps, well, let's see, do I use waveform collapse anywhere else? That's the question. Because maybe there's a bug in waveform collapse. No, this is the first time I'm using waveform collapse to build a map. Okay. So let's take a look here. Maybe this just needs to copy the name. Build data map name. Maybe that's it. Let's see if this checks. Of course it doesn't, because I messed this up. Okay, I should be able to pull these guys out. Oh, we can't do that? Oh, it's moving it. That's right. There we go. Okay, so if we build this, let's see if our map name gets copied over correctly. So because it looks like the waveform collapse is the final map. I wonder, yeah. So I think Togglebit, your suggestions are helping a lot. What we need to do is look to see how the other ones worked, and I bet you the other ones copied the map name over. Let's take a look at town, for example. Map builder's town. The first thing it does, it just has it start with town builder. It doesn't have a chain. Limestone then. Yeah, it uses a call. Where is it? Foreign spawning. It. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's not actually modifying the map. It's just creating one right off the bat. Yeah, I think you're right, Dogglebit. None of the other ones created a new map. All right, so let's jump. Teleport, 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 teleport. Now it's called Chunk Gallery. And that's, you know where that comes from. I saw that already in the waveform code. Oh, Tile Gallery, and here is Chunk Gallery. Yeah, so there's some interesting issues going on, I guess. It shouldn't be I should look in more detail as to how this is all working. I mean, I was supposed to be learning it as I'm putting this code in, right? But I don't have a good mental model of how this code is working, clearly, because I don't know where the bug is here. I mean, I could just keep doing this and copy down the build data, map data all the way. But it shouldn't do that, right? It should just use the map name that was initialized with. So let's see, it builds the patterns, it patterns constraints, it renders the tile gallery, right? Which is this part here. And in the tile gallery, we go through all the chunks and take a snapshot. And then after we're done with all of that, then we pass it back to all right, I mean, this is the hacky way to fix this. Let's just modify this here. And I bet you that's going to end up being tile gallery, so I better overwrite this one as well. Right? And then we'll see if this patches over the problem. I'm just going to run with it so I can continue with the tutorial rather than struggling debugging. And then maybe off stream I can take a look. Dogglebit says that. Oh man, that's a great name. I want to play in the chunk gallery. Yeah, so the chunk gallery is this thing here where it's creating all these little chunks of map and tries to put them together in a something that actually works game-wise. All right, so let's see. There we go. Now it says into the mushroom grove. We're still starting on the wrong side of the map though, so that's probably me with the left versus right issue here. Because the area starting position would be x start : right. So let's go take a look at that. And then, like I said, off stream, I will take a look and figure out why. Yeah, so the end is on the left and the start is on the right. That's correct. If I, oh shoot, I just did a teleport. Okay, so I'm going to restart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reveal. So do I have those backwards? Where's the downstairs? Yeah, it's over here. But okay, I'm confused because these should have worked. If we look here, we have X start is on the left. If the X start is left, then we would start with column 1. X start is on the right, we start with build map -2. Why is that picking the wrong location? Yeah, check against the book. That's a good idea. I wouldn't. It's going to be in one of these map levels here. Where we actually have start, the X start and area starting position. There's got to be a search here. Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, so let's seed X. X start left is 1. So I just refactored a little bit so I could just set it directly in the match. And then the same with Y. It is doing it centered, so that part's working. What I could do is try to debug it by flipping these around. Right, I can change the area starting position X start right, and area ending position X and left, and see if that does anything. Yeah. Where are they used? Let's take a look at where they're used. So if I guess I can create a new window here while that's building. Oh, documents dev. There we go. Actually, we can just do area. Here's the area starting position. So they're used here where we look through all of the tiles and we start looking for a place to put based on the starting position. There's a distance measurement here, and what we're trying to do is look for an empty floor that's somewhere in that range. And then we find the floor, the first empty floor that's closest to the seed position. And that's here. Right, that's this code here. So let me refresh. In your game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so what I did was I just swapped left and right, and it doesn't seem to have made a difference. Oops. So I went down the wrong way, and now I'm in broken land. Toggle bit says, is that right? Oh, is it supposed to use map width twice? Yeah, that's the thing, is converting it from an index, which is the upper left is 0, 0, and then it just goes all the way to like 4,000 or something like that. So it's an index into a single vector, which contains the 2x2 map. So we're just saying the X value is the index mod the width, and the Y value is index divided by the width, and that's all over the code, unfortunately, like down here too. Oops. All right, so why? Yeah. So I swapped the left and the right, and now it didn't make a difference as to where although, yeah, so this is the up staircase, but it went down. Oh, you know what? Let's do a reveal. Let's go back over here and see if we can get to the what should be the up. Oh, I died. That's because I forgot to put God mode on. God mode, now teleport. Here we go. Reveal the map. Let's go over here. And then what I'll do is I'll try to go up a level. Let's see if I can go up a level. The upstairs should be over here. There it is. But it's rendering it as a downstairs. No, we're in the town of Bracketon now. Huh. There's something broken somewhere here. Wow. Okay. And I don't know what's broken, and try to go back and figure out what broke. It's going to be painful because that should have gone up one level, and I don't know what level we're on now. It doesn't say what. This is a player level. I should print out, and I should console log what level we're on, so we can see. So every time we call level builder, we should log that. RTK console log entering level new depth. There. And that should allow us to see down here what we're doing. Because it does for any anything outside of the 1 through 7 is going to do this random builder. So I want to see now what this I should be doing is here in the bigger font. And close this so I can have more room. There we go. And the other thing to work on is trying to speed up the build. I don't know if Rust, importing the star, if you say use something : star, if that's slower than importing the individual items. All right, so there's entering level 1. That's the town. 2 is into the woods. 3 is limestone caverns. 4 is deep limestone caverns. 5 is dwarf fortress. 6 is dwarven fortress. And then we have building into the mushroom grove. This is entering level 7. And this is saying this is the up staircase. So if I use it, it says entering level -1. Okay, so that's one bug. That it's thinking that it's going to -1, and I don't know how that's possible. Because we should only be going up one level at a time, or down one level at a time. So that's a bug somewhere in our where's that code where we check to see what did we just step on? Tutorial. There. So maybe it's in the movement system? That's a teleports. No. Yeah, teleporting to other level. And we have dest X and dest Y and dest depth. So maybe there's something going on here. Where is this getting set? Let's look for teleporting to other level. Oh, that's in game state. This is just saying if we're doing that, then go ahead and do it. Here's where we do it. So go to level, oh, depth must be 0 then somehow, right? Because that's the only way we could end up with -1 here. But what sets this state? Yeah, this is the movement system sets the state. So that's where we were. Movement system. Yeah. So teleport dest depth. So we're extracting teleport from apply teleport. Okay. All right. We're slowly getting there. So we have this apply teleport component that happens when we step on the stairs. Apply teleport. Somewhere it's got to create them, right? here, right storage. It's in a movie. I'm not seeing this. Huh. So if I'm not seeing this, that means these things are never getting generated. But this is where we insert it. Oh boy. Okay, so here's where we do the actual teleportation. If we're never seeing that console log, how is the... Wow, I am very confused. Togglebit says the music is a tad too loud. Oh, and you also asked, what is the linker set to? Okay, there's this. The music is better. How do I tell what my linker is set to? I've got a basic installation here, so Rust linker, macOS. Ooh, ZLD is a faster linker for macOS. If you haven't set it yourself and you want some faster compile time. Okay. Let's give it a shot. I'm on Mac OS, so I can't use it that way. I have a different target. My target is this guy. So I don't know if I can do this. If there's a faster, yeah, I'm on Mac, but my target is the WASM. So maybe there's a faster linker for WASM. You haven't tried WASM yet? No. Okay. And then there's this ZLD thing too. I'll have to check out ZLD. Faster version of Apple's linker. And there might be a faster one for WASM as well. Okay. Where was I? I was looking up the apply teleport. Why is the apply teleport not generated? There's got to be somewhere else. I'm going to look one more time for this thing here. Maybe I missed. This is the right storage. It's the only place that we can do a write storage for the applied teleport. And that's the only... I thought that's the only way we can change... Because that's the only place we do this. What I can do is log this. RLTK console log. Let's try that. Yeah, so we have to figure out why we're not going to level 6, and I think one reason is related to the fact that the less than and greater than are on the wrong sides of the screen. There's got to be some bug somewhere where I flipped a sign. It says entering level 2, entering level 3. So we're never using this. And if I go here, it didn't teleport me, or it didn't say it's teleporting me anywhere. Even though I've stepped on the stairs and going from... Oh, it's changing to an existing level instead of creating a new level. Maybe that's the difference. Right, because we're not trying to build a new level. We're trying to jump to an existing level. And that's got to go through different code, and I don't know where that code is. Existing? Transition to existing map. There we go. Yeah, so it's saying if the stair type... Oh. If the offset's going up, it's going -1. I see. I see. The offset is how many levels to go up or down. Then what? Where does it actually grab? Oh, it grabs the map here. Okay, so we're gonna RLTK console log format bang. We have the map here. So moving offset from map depth. This, and it's going to be world map resource depth. I think it's just depth. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Let's build that. And see what it says on the console as we transition to existing maps. And this might help us determine why the whole waveform collapse thing wasn't working. Maybe there's a bug in the waveform collapse code where it's not maintaining the level depth properly. That seems like it's plausible. Like it wasn't maintaining the name of the map properly. Level 2, 3, 4. So now if I try to go up a level, moving -1 from map depth 4, so we should be on map depth 3, moving +1 from 3, so we're on 4. Okay, entering level 5, 6, and this is the problematic map, entering level 7. And now if I go onto this, it says entering level -1. Yeah, so it doesn't think it's going to an existing map, it's going to a brand new map. And that brand new map is on level -1. So it didn't go through that. How does it determine if it needs to transition to an existing map? Oh, if the new depth is some. And where does new depth come from? Here. Oh, okay. So maybe we're trying to... Let me get rid of these lines. Maybe we're trying to go to the wrong map. RLTK console log level transition to new depth. And of course, if you don't close the quotes, everything looks purple. And what do I do? Too many of these guys? Yep. Okay. Another 30 seconds. All right, so it might be that the waveform collapse map just thinks it's on level 0. And so maybe it is time to actually go in instead of hacking my way around that problem. Oops, I forgot the closing parentheses. That's okay. Level transition 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7. It does say level transition 7. And if I try to step on it, it does say level transition -1. So it is... It is calling this from game state. There we go. It's calling level transition with -1 for new depth. I'm on 599. Oh, and it's calling it with generate world map. So who knows where that's being called from. I guess what I could do is panic at this point if new depth is -1, because we should never see that, right? If new depth less than 0 or less than 1, panic, moving to new depth. I'm going to do that, and then I can run it directly over here, cargo run, and then we'll see that actually happen. Avelino Bego, thank you for the follow. Alright, so here we are. Apologies for how tiny it looks, but that's how big it is. So, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7. And now if I go here, we do get, oh, I forgot to put the backtrace on. Rust, backtrace. The idea, what I'm trying to do is figure out where the panic is coming from. Where are we calling generate world level with the wrong... Come on. With the -1 value. All right, so we can see there's the event loop that's inside that code. Where's my code? Here it is. Game state, go to level is where it's coming from. Talabit says you can use Rust GDB and break on Rust Panic, assuming GDB works on Mac OS. Rust GDB. It exists. Oh, I guess it doesn't exist. GDB not found. I probably have to brew install it or something like that. I'll do that. I'll do that off stream, and then I can play around with this. Oh, you need GDB. Yeah. Okay. So I'll brew install GDB after the stream. But we are on go to level from here, which calls generate world map. So go to level is in game state. Oh, that is an offset. Ah, here we go. That's the town portal is supposed to do that. Teleport to other levels, depth -1. But we never hit this, right? What line number are we on when we hit this? It's 555. So 555. Oh, that's the go-to level. And how do we call that? 314. Oh, sorry, 314. 134. Yeah, so it's saying previous level is go to -1. So this is an offset. We get the current depth out of the map. And then we add the offset. So the current depth must be 0. The current depth must be 0. And that's the issue I have with the waveform collapse. Is that our build map depth. I don't know, it says depth is depth. The build data should have the correct depth in here. Maybe it doesn't. Mushroom? Oh, I don't have mushroom yet. This new depth here. Yeah, we're passing in 7. Let's take another look at this. So we have cellular automata builder. The builder chain should have the correct depth in there. Let's go to the waveform collapse and just make sure the depth is correct. RLTK console log format bang waveform collapse depth equals this build data map depth, and either that's going to be a 7 like we expect and there's a bug somewhere in the waveform collapse code, or this is going to be a 0 and we're going to have to track down why that's a 0. I guess I could have just built it here. I think this builds a little faster. Yeah, this only takes, oh no, that took 21 seconds, so it's 10 seconds faster to build it outside of WASM. So we can try that next time. It's just, it's really hard to see, and I don't like having to swing my screen back and forth all the time. I'm sure that gets a little nauseating for people watching the stream. All right, teleport, 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 teleport. Yeah. Waveform collapse depth equals 0. So it thinks it's building a level 0 map. So I guess the question is why? Because we are going to level 7. If we look at our map builders mod, we can see we're saying entering level, new depth. New depth gets passed to mushroom entrance. We can look at mushroom entrance here. Mushroom entrance. Here's the new depth. New depth gets passed into the builder chain. We are starting with the cellular automata. So we can print out, we can figure out if that's getting the map depth correct. And it should be. RLTK console log format. Okay. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna swing back here. Alright, begin new game, God mode, teleport, 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 5. Yep, so this setting 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so cellular automata sees the depth of 7, and then when it gets to waveform collapse, which is the next item in the chain, here, it's seeing the map depth is 0. So is that a bug here, or is that a bug here? Let's take a look at the cellular automata, since that's the thing that actually has the build. It's applying the iterations here. So it's just doing basic game of life. Right? It generates a bunch of random data, floors and walls, and then does 15 iterations of game of life, and then it's done. So the depth shouldn't change. And so when the map gets to the waveform collapse, at this point now suddenly it's 0. Yeah, and this all looks if I look for the word depth, I don't think we use it anymore. Yeah, I mean it just copies over the depth, and the depth is 0. So how does it getting that? So let's take a look at the map mod, because this is where we apply the meta map builders. Right, we call build map with itself. It has the map depth inside the map. And now we're running each entry on the chain from the array of builders. All right, so RLTK console log build map starter equals this depth. So build data map depth. Oh, I need a format on that. This is not what I anticipated the stream to be. Build map chain. And I can't print out the debug name of the chain. We're just gonna have to run with it. Get rid of this line here. Okay. All right, let's run this over here. Yeah, this only takes 8 seconds to build. Okay. So all these depths are correct. We got all those. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So before we call it, it's 7, and after we call the waveform collapse, it's 0 all of a sudden. So that's weird because right, we see build data map depth is correct, and then we call meta builder build map, and the meta builder build map is just the builders array, which is going to have the waveform collapse in it. If we look, the very first thing the waveform collapse, well we can do that, right? We can take a look at waveform collapse. It's calling build map right here. So RLTK console log on that waveform collapse builder build map is equal to this, and we can just say build data map depth. Right? And that should be correct, right? Because we're just calling it directly. There's no modification. I wonder if, oh wait a minute, so maybe one of these functions, build patterns, is this changing the map depth? No. Patterns to constraints. Does not change depth. Or maybe, yeah, because build patterns, if I take a look at build patterns, it does take the map. Does it create a new map? Or does it continue to use that map? Yeah, it doesn't modify the map. So maybe it's one of those guys here. This is the best way to debug, right? Before build patterns, patterns to constraints, and then render tile gallery. All right. Epic Blog says, funnily enough, Rust installs Rust GDB on macOS, but one needs to install a GDB oneself. Rust LLDB always works, assuming one has Xcode or the Xcode command line tools installed. I should have Xcode tools installed. Well, it's hanging. So there you go. That works. Of course, I don't know how to use LLDB. That's beside the point. Type category enable Rust. So it recognized that Rust LLDB got things working somehow. Target, debug, RT, and then somehow you can set breakpoints, right? Ooh, look at all that help. All right. So I'll have to learn how to use LLDB and GDB. Oops. And of course, quit. There we go. LLDB is just like GDB, just that you need to type much longer command lines. Okay. All right, so let's try running this. And we'll see where things go sideways. God mode. Teleport, 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 teleport. 6, 7. Okay, so patterns and constraints still had depth 7, but render tile gallery has depth 0. Epic Blog says breakpoint set minus name my function name. Debugging a ticking sound for my primary Linux development system. Physical debugging way too often leads to having to buy new parts. Yeah. I mean, if there's a hardware issue, there's a hardware issue. So render tile gallery is where everything goes sideways. Oops. Right? Because it was depth was 7 here, and then when we got to render tile gallery, it was 0. So this said depth 7, and then this said depth 0. So what the hell is render tile gallery doing to our oh. Oh. Well, that's interesting. That explains why the map is 0. I now want to look to see if this is a bug in oh, so we must have changed it over the course of no, because it says there's only one result found. Okay, now I'm going to go look at the actual code here. Roguelike tutorial. What chapter are we on? Chapter 68. I'll look at chapter 68, and then I'm going to go to source, map builders, waveform collapse, mod, Yeah. I don't know how I could have messed that up. See, okay. I think that there must have been like either a step that was left out of the tutorial or a step that I missed in the tutorial. Togglebit says magic number found. That's right. Because I don't have this or this, right? I just hacked up the 2-string thing just now to solve that. Let's see if this works. And there was one more, right? No, is that it? Okay. And now I have to get rid of all these console logs. Okay. So let's build that. Let's see if this works now. And I don't see how that would fix the staircase issue though. Although I did swap around the staircases, so I got to fix that. Wow, this is really slow. Why would building WASM be so much slower than building native? I mean, you're just doing code generation, right? There we go. 3, 4, 5. Oh no, sorry, 6, 7. Okay. So now if I go up a level, I panic. Oh, right, because I've left the panic in there. Okay, let's fix the panic. Let's remove the panic. All right, that shouldn't be there. And then in our source, map builders, mushroom, I do want to start on the left and end on the right. I don't see how the map of level 0 would affect that part of it. Area ending point. Oh, okay. I guess we can comment that out. Like we have the center one commented out, and we can always add it back in if we need to. Okay, let's do another build. Yeah, there have been a few cases in this tutorial where some changes happened and they weren't in the tutorial, and we actually had to go look in the code online to see where the fix was. And for most of the time, it hasn't been a problem. It's just like a missing function or something like that. We had to dig it up. But this was an interesting one of that. We had a missing code change. Okay, so now it's working, right? So we're on the left side of the map and we have the up staircase. If we go up, didn't I just fix that? Here's render tile gallery. We pass in the build map. Oh, there's another one. There was another one. I was right. Build data map depth. All right. This should fix it now. And let's get rid of all these console log things. And what else do we have? Build map chain. And this guy here. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need entering level. That should be most of them. hopefully. So this is how far we got today. One thing. But we did find the bug. So that's the that's the good news. And then tomorrow, we can do the theme. I have time. Hopefully this solved that problem, and now we can do the theming. Refresh, begin new game, next, teleport, 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 teleport. Okay, we're in the Mushroom Grove, and then we can go up a level. Good. And we can go down a level. Okay, so that's working. Thank God. Okay. And we can get rid of the cellular automata. Clump 6945. Thank you for the follow. Togglebit says, good solve. Thank you, Toggle. Much appreciated. I wish it didn't take an hour and a half to solve it, though. Oh, God. So, cellular automata. We have this console log we don't need. Okay, good. With that, let's work on the theme. So we've used split themes before for entering the fortress, so shouldn't be surprised that we'll be opening up map themes and adding another one. In this case, we'll want the fortress theme to apply to the fortifications on the east of the map, and a new Mushroom Grove look to apply to the rest. Hello, Shrishak, how are you? Alright, so we're going to open up themes. Tile lift, so we're going to do this here for level 7. It would be nice if we actually had an enum for the levels, but x equals idx and I32 map width. If x is greater than width minus 16, then we're going to get tile glyph default. Programmer, thank you for the follow. Else, we're going to get tile, we're going to get the mushroom glyph. Right. Oh, not a semicolon. Close, like that. Okay, so then we can do the mushroom glyph, and now we have mushroom glyphs. And I'm going to copy paste this because I can't type all of these little special characters that he's using for. Let's just put it right over here. Oh, somehow it got an allow unused in main in the mix. That must be part of the that's yucky. Spread it all out. Get mushroom glyph is right here. If and else have incompatible types. Oh, RLTK font. Okay, so we need to make sure that mushroom glyph and get tile glyph default. Oh, render tile, right. Was that something I did, or is that something that, yeah, pub font chart type, pub RGB, pub RGB. That might be something I did. So let's just change that. Clump says, what sort of advice would you give for someone who wants to get into exploit development? There are tutorials online on how to do. You want to learn about pen testing. I'm not the right person to ask about that, but if you go onto Togglebit's Discord, I'm sure there's plenty of helpful people who will guide you in the right direction. Good luck with it, though. Okay, so we still have an error. What's the error? Oh, it's got to be a render tile. Yeah, there we go. That looks nice. Just implement an old SSL version. It's full of exploits. That's right. Browse Metasploit. That's another good suggestion. Yep. All right, so let's see if this, let's check out this slightly trippy but quite nice worldview. All right, and then we're going to populate the mushroom groves. Start by editing spawns to remove dragon wormlings from this level. The lizardmen and giant lizards can stay, but we're switching gears away from lizardmen now. What do you expect to find in a mystical subterranean mushroom forest? Since they don't exist in real life, that's a bit of an open-ended question. I'd like to focus on a few natural hazards, a new type of monster, and a bit more in the way of loot. Okay, so dragon wormlings are removed from the level. I don't remember ever adding dragon wormlings. Nope. Oh, raws. Come on, spawns. Oh, there are dragon wormlings. Okay. Min depth, max depth. I guess we can change that to 6 so it doesn't show up on this level. And the lizardmen and giant lizards can stay. So now we're going to add natural hazards of firecat mushrooms. All right, first let's check to see if, so I just built it. Let's see what the level looks like now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, trippy. So if I go through here, yeah, we have all of these mushrooms on this side, and then on the other side should be the fortress, right? Yeah. And that's where these 16, and that's what we did inside this git diff. Inside themes, we checked map width -16. So if we're on this side of the map, it's the fortress info. If we're not, then we render all the mushroom tiles. So these are very mushroomy tiles. Togglebits Discord. Let me, yeah, I don't know if there's an easy way to get to it. I don't have the URL off the top of my head. All right, so that's what this is doing here. And oops, everything looks nice and purpley. The lizardmen are here. The dragon wormlings are here too right now because I didn't rebuild. Although they don't seem to be. There's a rock golem. Strange. Okay, there's a bug with the rock golems. So let's start by adding exploding mushrooms. Well, let's commit these changes because we fixed the waveform collapse issues. Let's make that a separate. Yeah, let's get rid of this. All right, we fixed all the bugs with the waveform collapse. The name should be able to. No, it doesn't. That's right. Okay, so git add that. Oh crap. Git add source map builders waveform collapse git status git commit fixed bug with depth name for waveform based maps. Okay, and then the rest is source git add source git commit mushroom entrance level. Okay, and then the raws hasn't. The raws is for the current change. Yeah, please Togglebit. Please go ahead and post the URL, the invite link for your Discord. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to add a exploding mushroom to our raws. And it's going to be under mobs. Okay, let's stick it right here at the top. Okay, the comma. Shift it over, and then we're going to have to add it to the table, the other table, right? We have a spawn table, so it needs to go in here. Here's the faction table. That's this line here. So we we can add that. We got to add a comma to the end of this line. So they're in the fungi faction. And we'll also start at defining explode power. So in the spells section, we're going to add this explode. So it's got this explode spell. So we're going to add that sucker in. And that's under spells. There we go. So right here, we can just copy paste. For this tutorial, I've been typing in the Rust code, but just copy pasting in the JSON stuff. And I type in the Rust code just so it gets better into my muscle memory. That's the reason I do that. I'm just scanning forward here. Okay, here we go. I want to add this before we add any more code. This is the spawn table. Oops, looks like there's still a, yeah, there we go. So it's going to be level 7 through 9, Firecat mushrooms. And what are they going to do? Spell trigger. So almost all of this stuff we've already built into the effect system. It has a range of 3, an area of effect, here it is, 3, and a single activation. We've not used this tag for anything other than trap props before, but it gets the message across. The mushroom can explode just the once and will be destroyed in the process. We already support attaching a tag, so nothing to do there. We do need to extend the effects system to allow self-destruct sequence to operate. So in triggers, save this and go to triggers. There we go. We'll need to extend spell trigger to support self-destruction. Where is spell trigger? There it is. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. Let mutt self-destruct. It's false. Okay, pools, caster creator, some pool. And then we're going to do this struct thing. And when I see this, I use the is sum. Just to simplify the code a little bit. We have ECS read storage, single activation, get spell, is sum. Because there's no reason to destructure it into the object if we're not going to use the object. True. And what we can do actually is just set it directly, right? Because all we're doing is setting it to be a Boolean. There's no reason to set it to false and then set it to true, right? And then we can say if self-destruct and creator is sum. And ECS entities delete creator unwrap expect unable to delete owner. So this is pretty much the previous code with the addition check to see if the spell deletes the caster, and if it does, it removes the caster immediately after the explosion goes off. It should also make them spawn on mushroom levels. If you conquer one now, the mushrooms detonate when you approach. Okay, let's check that out. And it looks like they're different colors, so we'll be able to spot them. Okay. Let's take a few seconds here for me to take a sip of water. All right, here we go into the mushroom forest. God mode. Teleport, 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 and then reveal. All right, so some of these guys should now be exploding mushrooms. I'm just walking slowly so I don't miss any. There's one right there, so you can see it. These, if you point to them, they're part of the map, so they're not going to have a pop-up. But if you point to this guy, and now as we approach him, oh, it's moving. It shouldn't be moving, right? Oops. Firecrap mushroom is dead because if giant lizard hits the firecrap mushroom for 3 hit points. I thought these guys weren't supposed to move. And I thought they were supposed to explode. With a 100% chance. So we missed something. That's another bug to debug. Oh boy. Movement says static. So doesn't that mean they don't move? Let's go take a look at Raw's spawns and take a quick look at Fire Cat here. So I did copy paste it correctly. The chance is 1.0 for exploding, but it never exploded. So we must have some issue or some bug with the movement code. And oh god, where is that? Easy static. Here's the movement static for these guys. I'm just looking to see where in the code do we actually look for static movement. And I don't see it. What are other movement types? Oh. I guess static movement doesn't mean what I think it means. Here's random waypoint, so we should be able to see that. Yeah, so in Raw Master, there we go. Oh, random waypoint. Yeah, so movement mode static for anything that's not. So I guess static movement just means. All right, this is another place where we're going to dig into the code here and take a look at Raw Master. One more up, Raw Master. And see if that's still static. Yeah, so this is still this way. Although it has this move mode. Is that what I have? I don't. And why is this all commented out? That's probably a bug. Let's take a look. Mob template AI. Oh, this was the old faction code, right? Which we got rid of. Okay, yeah. So that should be deleted. But there's this move mode. Move mode. Oh yeah, move mode is there. Okay, so it is move mode static. Let's take a look at where move mode is used. Because the move might be overriding. Yeah, it must be this, right? Here's move mode. Okay. So static means do nothing. Random means pick a random location to go to. And then repoint means go to. Find a location to go to. Yeah. So it must be doing a chase thing then, right? Because it must be chasing after the player based on the faction. We did modify the faction for fungi. And the default is attack, and for other fungi is to ignore. But the explode is not being triggered. Even though the trigger chance is 1.0. So let's take a look at the effects. and see if we can figure out why the trigger is not being triggered. Epic Blog says, name of song. I tried to add a little text thing, but OBS was making the text size too big. This is the current song that's playing. I got to figure out why my text thing wasn't working. All right, so let's figure out why the item trigger is not triggering. Event trigger, single particle. Oh, these are the spawns. Here's spell trigger. So where do we call spell trigger from? Because that's what's doing the triggering here. Spell. It's calling it from the effects. Target applicator. Which is coming from here, which is running the effects queue, which is add effect. So whoever's calling add effect, which is called all over the place. Initiative system is probably what we're looking at, or the melee combat system. So this is the code that does the melee, right? So we're trying to see here, we should be able to get, right, here's the target skills, which should be the abilities, right? Oh no, the skills are the modifications, right, to the, let's see where that gets used. Yeah, armor skill bonus and so on and so on. So this is melee combat. So let's take a look at yeah. I mean, the only other place would be the trigger system. Add effect, trigger fire, AoE tiles. Where do we check the chance of a... Let's look up chance. That's here. Raw master, visible AI, item struct, melee combat system. This is for a weapon. You get the chance. So I know the dragon was working. Let's take a look at the dragon. Because the dragon was definitely doing a... What's that, black dragon, right? Black. Here he is. Yeah. We never got that far, but we did see the acid breath spell. 20% chance on acid breath spell. And that was working. We do have an explode, right? Spell? Yeah, and we added that. So the explode spell is here with the Firecat mushroom. So that's working. Or that's correct anyway. For the acid breath, let's see what the difference is here. We have a mana cost, range, damage, area of effect, particle. The only difference here is the single activation. I wonder if this part of it failed, and then the mushroom, so it tried to do the explode, but then failed to do the single activation, and then was unable to explode anymore. Maybe that's the bug. It shouldn't be moving though. Maybe we'll get to that. But let's see. Maybe the single activation is failing to trigger. So that's this code here. Triggers. So let's just log that. Spell trigger. RLTK console log format. What are we doing? We're spell single activation for. I don't know if we can get data out of creator. I'll just say that. I was going to print out the name of the thing, but I think you have to pull that out of the ECS. Okay. Quick sip. And then see if this, let's see if it shows up in the console log here about being destroyed. And if so, then we know that's the bug. We're not actually destroying it. And if not, then we know that we're never actually triggering the firecat mushroom considers attacking giant lizard but misjudges the timing. It was supposed to ignore. Oh, the default is attack. Okay. And it ignores other fungi. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'm just going really slowly because I don't want to. There's one right there. Okay. So if we go in that direction, I don't see anything come out yet. I'm going to head towards it. A little closer. A little closer. No, it's not. Yeah, so it's attacking me, but it's not exploding. All right, so that's a chance issue. Okay, so here's where ability chance times 100. This is where we're supposed to be checking to see. This says if RNG roll dice from 0 to 100 is greater than. Oh, greater than? Should that be greater than or less than? What should that be? Visible AI system. Yeah, look at that. Okay, bug found. So this just needs to go like that. Let's check the others to make sure. Range is greater than equal to ability range. Min range, range is less than ability range. Roll dice is less than. I don't know how I missed that up. That's bad. Okay, let's build that. And then see if these firecat mushrooms will actually trigger. There's also a way Epic blog for me to put the have Pretzel actually put the name of this song in the stream, and I think I figured out how to do it, but I just haven't enabled it. Let's kill that. Okay, let's refresh here. Begin God mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then reveal. Okay. Got a lizard man in my way. Nice and slow here. Looking for. There's one. Okay, so let's see if this firecat mushroom will explode now when we get close to it. Boom! Okay, that worked. Git add this guy. Git commit version fix range bug. Okay, so that's that. And it exploded, and I don't know if you saw, but it disappeared too, so it's gone. All these nameless items, this is the leftover effects from the explosion. If I wait one turn, if I hit space, now all of them are gone. So we got to figure out what that is. Brookzerker does that. It was neat when he was developing his Asteroids game, and the game would add a turret for anyone who typed in chat. Oh, really? Yeah. So I know the classic thing to stream as a developer is a chatbot, right? Almost everybody does a chatbot. So I was thinking, well, I shouldn't do that because everybody else does that, and that would just be another boring thing to do. So maybe it would be fun to just do it off stream, make a chatbot off stream, and then play around with it on stream. Or steal somebody else's and then just tweak it. All right, so this is working. We got the spells triggering. We figured out how to get that going. If I cargo run now, the mushrooms detonate when you approach. That is now true. There's a slight problem that the lizardmen and the fungi are fighting, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So we'll update their factions to prevent this. Let's do that. There we go. So let's just, we have worm and fungi here. Let's copy these lines and put those in here. And then we're going to get rid of these two lines. There we go. It would be really nice if the fungi exploded on death. If you have some together, this could give a really fun chain reaction and could be extended to exploding barrels on another level. We'll add an annotation to the mushroom. Ooh, on death. Okay. So that's this here, and then on death. .0, and then the min range is also 0.0. Okay, so this is the on death section. So we have to add that now to raw master stuff. So let's get this working, and then I will call it a stream. All right. So we're going to go into mob structs. Right there. This mob is getting very, very big, isn't it? And then we're going to add an on death, which also has the mob ability. Good. We'll also add a new component in which to store the on death event. We can reuse some of special abilities, so we can just use special ability. Okay, components. Oops. Components. There we go. So we can just copy this, I guess. Oops. And just call it on death. Still call abilities. I do need to add it to main. Like that. Let's sort it into place. There it is. And then in the save load, door on death. I don't know why I picked door. It was the first thing I saw. Okay, so this should check. All right, then we'll add some code to raw master's spawn named mob to instantiate it. Okay. It's just like the special abilities code. All right, so here's the special abilities code. I guess we can just put it right here. If let some ability list mob template on death, and it's just gonna be this. Oh, it's gonna be almost the same thing. Let's just copy paste, and just edit what we need to edit. So this is going to be on death. For ability and abilities list, special ability, push, change spell, range, min range. So it's the same. Yeah, everything else is the same. Okay. Let's see if that checks. Finally, we'll need to make on-death events actually fire. If you add this to the end of delete the dead function in damage system right before the final entity deletion, you get a nice staggered effect with a boom right after a mushroom is slain. Okay, so it's called fire death events. So damage system. And this is right at the end of the delete the dead function. Okay. Okay. This is saying for victim in dead.iter. And this is saying for victim.dead. I guess we want to do it just before this, right? We don't want to delete the entities before we do the death effects. Right? Let death effects. There we go. And then if let some death effect is equal death effects get victim. Right. This is why we want to do it before we do this part. Let mut RNG is easy as fetch. Mut RLTK. So we're going to iterate over all the death effect abilities. And this time I'm going to get the less than sign in the correct direction. All right, and then we grab the map. Fetch. Map. We get the victim position. And then we're going to grab the spell. Okay. We get the tile index. And then we set the target. Oh, okay. We're going to first check to see if it's an area effect spell. And if so, then there's going to be a bunch of tiles that we get from AoE tiles. Area radius, yep. Else, it's going to be a single target, right? Targets, tile, singular. There we go. And then we add the effect. Didn't we just do this? Spell entity? Yeah, right here. Can we just use that? This looks like the same thing. Maybe it got moved here, so we can't reuse it. Let's see. And then target. All right, let's see if this checks. Oops, it spread everything out, didn't it? We don't have targets, so we're going to need to pull targets in. Create effects star. On death is not found in the scope. Oh, do I have to pull that in? On death. What else? Map. Oh, read storage like that. Area of effect. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's only one other problem evident. When the mushroom explodes, the explosion is centered on the player. Oh, really? Not on the mushroom. Let's make a no component to represent overriding spell targeting to always target self. Okay. I am out of time though. I'm way over my normal time, so this is an issue with getting this working. Struct always target self, and then main. No, I was in the right spot already, and then save load. There we go. And then we're going to add this to raw master. Epic Blog says, I read that the original Rogue game can be completed. Does this roguelike game have a win end state, or is it just about surviving for as long as possible? This is supposed to have a win condition. And if you go to the first section, or first part of Section 5, it has a little design document of the story, the theme, the progression, the gameplay, the goals of this, and then it describes, you know, how to win, or what the win condition is. You're supposed to save your daughter or something like that. I forget. Oh, what am I doing here? We did this. Okay, we were right here. So in raw master, $EB, here we are. So we have a bunch of these things here. I guess we can just add one more. Doesn't matter where it goes. Target self. Always targets self. And then we need to add that to the explode in spawns. Like that. And then we'll have to modify spell trigger to handle the self-targeting. Triggers. And then I can't really test it because how are you going to test this? We're going to have to grab this position, let some pause, read storage from position, map is ECS fetch map, and then the targeting is going to be targeting. Oh, I see. It's coming from up here. Wait, what happened to our self-destruct part? Oh, right, we don't need that. Where is targeting used then? So we set it here. Self-destruct is true. Oh, we pass it into the event trigger as targeting. Okay. So we do need this outside. Let targeting equals targets clone. So we either pass in the targets, which is what we're doing now, or we update the targets to be what comes out of this. Get spell. And it's going to be targets tiles. Radius. Else, it's going to be single tile, targets, tile of tile, IDX, map XY IDX. As I agree too, it would be really nice to have something that just did an into on that, so we didn't have to do that code all over the place. And then we pass in this targeting. Right? Although this event trigger comes before this, so that's interesting. Does this check? It doesn't, because I typoed that. Caster. And here's caster right here. Oh, I put this in the wrong, at the wrong level. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so now the only other thing I need to fix is this. Or we do need actually now to get the self-destruct. Let mod self-destruct equals false. Oops. And then we just say if this and caster creator is some, then we can set self-destruct is true. And then we can 3DD that there if self-destruct. Right? Okay. And I can build this, but I don't think it's gonna do me any good. And I'm super over time. Tomorrow's stream is gonna have to be short because of this. But we were able to figure out all the debugging. Oh, and then to demonstrate the monster, I upped the mushroom spawn density to 300 and changed the explosion radius to 6. Cool. And then we'll add, okay, so this builds, this works. I don't know if it works, but it builds. If it builds, it runs. Git add, git commit, mushroom explosion on death. Git push. All right, I'm out. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. Yeah, this went way over, and I am, let's see, I don't know. I'm too flustered right now to go find somebody to go raid. So I'm going to wish you the best of luck. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with more mushrooms. All right. Whew. Take care, everyone.